Hey, welcome everybody. This is the episode 1 of Tarky Talk. This is podcast number 1 with myself, Nealytv, and
Big Guy TV, Bigguy0007 TV.
all right, and this will be our first iteration of our starting our podcast, where we're going to talk a little bit about Tarkov, maybe some IRL stuff, other games that we play. Yeah, so we'll just start off right there. So,
All right, what do we want to start out with today, Neil?
all right, well, let's tell everybody a little about each other. My name is Nealytv. This is my third wipe. This will be my first wipe actually getting Kappa, which is a big goal of mine. Um, I think my favorite map, as you probably know, is probably Factory, and probably my favorite gun is either anything that shoots rip or probably an SVD. Big guy, go ahead and take it from there. I'd like to know
What do you want to
what's your
know?
what white what's your map? What's your gun? Tell everybody listening.
All right, so my favorite map, I have two favorite maps. Shoreline is my favorite map for all around everything, really, mostly loot. And then Factory is, I just love Factory because it's quick, easy, in and out, 5 minutes.
Yeah, you don't got to search for the
Yeah,
PvP. It'll come
yeah,
right to you.
it comes
Uh,
to you.
and honestly, you know, some people call Shoreline Snorline. It can be. I don't like it in big groups, but you I know as well as you know. Me and you have ran a lot of duo raids there.
Oh God,
We've had a lot of fun raids
a
where
lot.
and it used to be even more fun. You know, you'd run into a team or two up in East or West. You'd get cultists on East or West, and then you might get bosses and the guards on East or West, and you could have the whole trifecta all in one raid, which was like probably one of the coolest things. It probably made some of those raids. I mean, you had epic.
Oh
It's
yeah,
just like epic proportions,
I
just
think
because
me
of
and
all the
you,
action.
we both had a 20,000 XP raid at one point. Both of us.
Oh,
Same
yeah.
raid, even. Same raid,
There
20,000
was one
XP.
raid you killed all the cultists,
Yeah, I killed
all
all
the
the
priest
cultists.
and I killed the boss and the guards.
Yeah, that raid was killer right there.
Yeah, but it just that's what kind of separates that map. And I will say, you know, if I feel like running around and tossing SJ6 around or something like that, Shoreline is definitely one of the
Definitely
more
the map
fun
to go.
maps to run. Yeah, especially when Cultists before they changed that. When they were
Yeah.
on East and West, that was probably one of the coolest maps.
Now my favorite gun, I have two. I have, depending on the map, right? So if I'm running factory, I like to usually run a shotgun or a SMG. So either an MP7 or the Saga
Double
12.
blue lasers.
Yep, double blues. You can't forget the double blues when you're on factory. It don't matter what gun you have on factory. If you don't have double blues, you are not winning.
You're not with it.
You're just not doing it right. Uh so like, other favorite guns would be M1A with a 50 round mag, or just M4, your basic Tarkov M4, the meta.
I have seen you run the M4 quite a bit on
Or
Shoreline.
or HK. M4 or HK. HK 416. They're both about the same to me. Either one I'm happy with.
If you think about it, so what they've done is kind of interesting because they've kind of shifted the meta, right? So
Yeah.
you can only buy certain ammos, right? And you have to craft the rest. So
Yeah.
I feel like it's really shaped. You know, you saw a lot of RDs and a lot of MKs last wipe, right? Because
Oh yeah,
BP
all
was
the
more
time.
accessible. Now you shifted to this wipe where probably
M4s.
where the best ammo probably that you can get 55A1, one of the best. No, I wouldn't say the best. One
The
of the best PvP ammos you could get is probably 556. Would you say?
Yeah, 556 or M80.
Yep.
So those are about the only two ammos you can really obtain easily in the game.
Recoil wise, you can't beat an HK with
No.
30 less than 30 recoil that
Oh
shoots
no.
900 RPMs or whatever it is. You know, a laser beam. You know
No,
what I
you
mean?
can't beat it. Same with
So,
the M80 though, because they, since they did all the recoil changes, the what is it, SA58? Or what do you call that gun? I forget what you call it. You call it something special.
the
But
juice cannon.
the juice cannon, as
Yeah.
Neely would say,
Yeah.
that
Yep.
with even a 30 rounder is deadly.
Yeah.
Because
Inside 30 meters. Yeah.
that gun is deadly,
Yeah.
because you have M80, bigger bullet. So
It was actually on factory when the goons were spawning on factory. Every raid 100% spawn. That was actually my gun. You could basically run through the goons with one clip.
yeah. And were you using 50s or 30s?
50s.
50s?
Yep. 50s. 50s of M62 or 50s of M80.
Which now at this point in time in wipe, I know I have personally, like, I think my last ammo count, I had like 3,000 rounds of M80 and almost 2,500
Yeah.
M62. So,
Yep.
like, me personally, I don't need to buy ammo for the rest of this wipe, but
Yeah.
I still will
Yep.
because,
Yeah.
that's just, what I do. So,
Yep. Well, we'll get more into talking about Tarkov. We got a lot of stuff with Tarky TV, and actually an event that just came out today, which we're going to get more into. But let's talk about something that we're both affiliated with, something that me and you created, not too long ago, and that would be the Psych Ward Discord,
oh, yeah,
which
that's a good topic.
everybody, you look at the link below if you're interested in Tarkov, if you're interested in gaming, or maybe just hanging out with the bros, or whatever it is. Maybe you just want to drink and game, something along those lines. Click the link below in this video and come check out the Discord. Everybody is welcome.
Yeah,
But
for
yeah,
sure.
let's get into that, big guy. So this is something that not only me and you started. I think we got 5 owners of the Discord. Something we kind of collabed on. Um, Actually, an idea I had. I played games with you and Chubby and Filthy at one time, and Lon was somebody who I started playing more because he was associated with Chubby. I had met you. I said, hey, let's create a community. Everybody has equal amount of ownership in this Discord. Nobody's ahead of anybody else. Let's collab. Let's do tournaments. Let's create a community that everybody wants to be in. What's kind of your take on some of the stuffs that we've created, the atmosphere we've created, and things like that?
Oh, I love it. I love the whole Discord. From League, like, we have so many different games that we play in this Discord, like League, Rocket League. Me and Neely's been playing Battlefield 2042. We've also been playing another game called I think it's called, what is it? What's that one game we were playing last night?
Star Siege, Dead Zone,
Yeah, that game. I
Need for
personally,
Speed, Need for Speed.
yeah, just multiple games, right? We play a
But
little bit of
where are you?
everything.
You know where bread and butter's at.
Yeah,
Me and
our
you both know our A game. The
is
game we're gonna go to is gonna be Tarkov. But we're at that time of the wipe where it's stale, right?
yeah,
It's just,
yeah. We're
it's just
just we just can't take Tarkov for 24 hours a day right now because we're bored of it. Like,
yeah.
like this is where Snorline comes in at. We get bored of
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You know,
We've been doing, we've been playing multiple hours every day for
every oh god,
since wipe. We even on our dead days, even the days we play other games, we still catch it. Come
we
on, we
still
get a
we
couple raids in, check on the hideout management. Maybe we need to grab some ammo. Maybe
yeah,
maybe
just
there's
something.
something in there. Yeah. So we're always fiddling on there. That's our A game. But like you iterated right there, we play so many different games. We're all just gamers in there
Yeah, we're
at the end of
just
the day.
that's what I love about this Discord. It don't matter what you do, or even if you don't play games and you just want to come chill and chat. We don't care about that. It's at the end of the day, we're just all here to hang out and have fun.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here to do. And if you want to come join, just come on over and join.
Yeah, it's a cool atmosphere. We got 5 owners. We've already had one tournament, one big Tarkov tournament. We actually have a League of Legends tournament that we got coming up on July 29th. Cash prizes. We have some beef sticks, some merchandise that's going to be given away. If anybody's a League of Legends player out there or just caught a whiff of our podcast, you need to definitely go check out that. If you just want to come in and just check out the Discord, just so everybody knows, we got 3 people playing League of Legends in a channel. We got 2 people actually playing DayZ tonight in a channel, and we just had somebody finish the night. There's 2 people in another channel playing Tarkov. So it's going to be a Discord that's going to be very diverse. I feel like in the future I can see, Rocket League matches coming soon. Um, like I said, League of Legends is happening very soon. That's going to grow the Discord in another angle, and probably looking at another Tarkov tournament to maybe double our size here before too long. But um, something that if a gamer is interested in just having some people to play with, it's definitely a fun atmosphere.
Definitely, I 100% agree with that.
So
So come on over
Um,
and join the psych ward. You know,
big
it's
big
all
guy,
about you.
I'm talking a lot now, so I want you to do. I want you to tell the listeners and the viewers here, we just held a pretty big tournament back in June. Um, something y- like you put a lot of heart and soul into it. You put a lot of work into it. You're in a lot of streams. I want you to kind of like let everybody know like the tournament that we ran in June, some of the pros, some of the cons, and as you can see below, you'll see a little a montage that Big Guy actually collabed all the clips from. So if you want to take a peek at that while he kind of talks about it, but yeah, Big Guy, go ahead and talk about the last hurrah tournament that we had back in June.
So the last Raw was our first tournament for psych ward. So I came to the boys. I'm like, hey, we need to get up off our asses and do something. You know, our Discord was growing. I think we had what, maybe let's say 180, 200 members in there when we announced the tournament, right?
Yeah,
So how I did it was, we came up with a simple set of rules. We generated some prizes, what we could afford to generate, and then it went from there. So how I personally got people in the Discord, I just stayed up late every single night that I could, and just jumped in people's Twitch chats, and even YouTube, Twitch, YouTube, and I even had a couple Facebook gamers in there as well. So if you're like us, right, just some lonely people on the totem pole, and want to start nice community like we have here, just you can't think big, right? You can't go into landmark stream like, hey, come play in this tournament, you know, or somebody else like that. Like you got to think of people like yourself, and that's how I got the people we had in our tournament. I
yeah,
thought of not saying they're small streamers, but I thought of everybody, not just like, oh my god, let me get Landmark in here, that'd be so cool, and then only have 5 other people in here because I didn't focus my time on inviting everybody. But the tournament, I think it turned out great
how
at
many
the end of
players
the
did we end
day.
up having?
I think it was 27 or 28 teams. So that's
Which we ran a duo tournament, so that
it's a
equated into
duo.
like 50, 54, 56 players
Yeah,
total. Yeah,
total. Yeah, that it was crazy. Keeping score, Neely Boy did the best that he could keeping score. Yeah, me and Chubby commentating the whole thing. That was awesome.
very cool
Our
feature.
our Twitch, we made a Twitch, for Psych Ward, to host tournaments and stuff like that, and that was just amazing. I think it was just a really good. All in all, I think everything went the best that it could for our first time. So
Yeah, it was a very good tournament. And when you talk about small, people might think you're talking 1v or 2v or maybe type
no,
players, but you know what? Just to kind of clear the air on that, we had players from who are actually in the Hunt Amp tournament on the NA side and the EU side. Um, multiple, probably over half the field had Kappa. We had two players. Somebody had paid a big amount of money for them to delete their stash right before the tournament,
oh yeah, that
and they
was
still played in it, and they did amazing on Factory. I think they ran out of gas because of the amount of gear they had. I mean, I think. I'm gonna name drop it. Colin and Bob are down. I think they were in second place after Factory, and they just kind of ran out of gas on customs because they didn't. I don't think they had the gear, the ammo to really last on a customs type map, but they still give it a valiant effort. You know, we had two guys from the EU servers that absolutely just went bonkers on some of those maps, dropping 6 7 kills on customs.
it was
Just
crazy.
yeah, just crazy watching those guys, running around, free looking, popping stems, just mowing people down, and it was overall a great experience. But let's go back to that. So a lot of positives, biggest positives. It grew the Discord, right?
Yeah, 100% grew the Discord.
Grew
I'd
the
say we
Discord.
probably close to 75 members. I would say, all in
Oh,
all,
100%. We had
just
people
from the
coming in there
tournament.
afterwards that didn't play
Yeah,
in it. We're wondering where the next one was because, we were new. We didn't have our name on the map. People didn't know what they were getting into. We ran a free tournament, you know, and it was free, and we gave away $100 to first place, $50 to second place, and 25 to third place. And we also gave away merchandise. We did drawings for beef sticks. I mean, we had the whole slew of
yeah,
prizes.
it was crazy.
overall. But let's just talk on that. So positives. Grew the Discord, right? Very good. That's
Yep.
awesome. Okay. We created more of an atmosphere. We kind of put our names on the map, kind of, and people are wanted more right away. Like they want another tournament right away. Um, we created a Twitch where we peaked out at, like, what'd you say, 119, was it?
I think it
y-
was like, I want to say it was, let's just rough estimate this because I don't remember the exact amount. But I know at one point in time, I think we had roughly about 130, 140 viewers, but we averaged easily 100
yeah,
people.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
kept that average all the way through the whole tournament. Even when we were
yeah.
rated after the tournament.
Yes,
With
yes, and I remember we had somebody that was pushing for affiliate. And we ended up raiding somebody. I think they averaged probably
was it,
at
I think it was
least
70, 75 people.
yeah. It was. I know you guys rated them in the 70s and 80s because some people started filtering out because it started getting kind of late, which is understandable. But I think you rated out at like 70 some viewers, which was a pretty crazy. So, and just so everybody knows, that was actually the first time that Twitch had ever been went live. So that was
The
kind of
first time ever. Yep.
that was something, I don't think any of us foresaw, and the support, um, after the tournament when everybody was hanging out in there was just amazing, and I can't put into words like how special and like like such a how much of a good day that was. It was
It was an amazing day.
such a good accomplishment. I didn't even really want to play games afterwards. I just hung out with everybody and just talked and hung out. So that was great. So let's get back to our next talking point. So we're gonna talk a little bit about what, you know overall the tournament was great, but there was some things we know we can get better on, and
Oh,
I just want
100%.
I want to hear it from you first. I think there's some things that we could get better at. What angle would you take on that, big guy?
I mean, obviously we can improve. I'm not saying you did a bad job on scoring, but scoring, I think we can make it simpler for not only you, but also the players in it. Make it where they don't have to upload more than one screenshot, and stuff like that.
And not
Uh,
to interrupt you, that while we're talking about that, that was honestly, as a scorekeeper, where I thought I was going to do it all by myself, and I think I bit off a little more than I could chew. The two screenshots was really hard to keep track of because we had the to show if they survived or not screen, just to make sure that we were kind of looking, making sure nobody was cheating, and then we also had the overall raid screenshot,
yeah.
and it was really hard because it really scrambled up because they weren't the same sizes. So when you were looking at it, it wasn't all linear, um, and it was very difficult. But yeah, keep going. What else do you think, big guy?
And then other than that, I mean, I think our rules and stuff can be a little bit better next time, more simplified. You know what I mean? I think there was complaints. If I look back in the Discord here, people didn't like how we didn't have people collecting dog tags and stuff like that. But going back to the scoring wise, right? For it being our first tournament,
Yeah,
uh, it's hard. It was hard for us to say, all right, well, a dog tag's an extra 10 points, right, or 5 points, whatever it is, right? It's hard for us to see if you actually found it in raid or not,
yeah,
right? Or
yeah,
even, the more pictures you get on a scoreboard or for the person to count up, the harder it gets.
yeah,
So I think our whole scoring end we can do better on in the future.
yeah.
We need to come up with something simple but also effective.
Gotcha. Yeah,
And
and I
then,
I 100% agree on that. And I think the dog tag thing is tough in a way. I was trying to come up with a way that it was like really simple. The two screenshots, I like I said, kind of clustered it up a little bit, but I think when you go with the dog tags thing again, you're also adding another
another
screenshot.
screenshot. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. We need to find a way, right, to make it more simple. Like that's just the flat out. We need to make it, and it's hard because like when it comes to money, everybody wants to win. Everybody, you. The problem is you can't trust everybody, right? So that's the thing. Like where you say, let's just say we have somebody type in chat, oh, 5 p.m. kills. That's it, right? Can
Yep.
we trust that? No, we have to actually see that they got that, right?
You have to when you're
It's
playing for money. Nobody wants to get scammed. Nobody wants to get cheated, and you have to
yeah,
be as fair as possible. And I totally understand that because I've been in the competitive scene for a while, especially with Warzone in the past. And that was always one of the biggest things.
you know,
Um,
which I have some ideas on that for our next tournament. So, which we won't get into that right now. Obviously we're not
Tournament.
talking. Yeah,
Yep, we got some topics
we
on
got
here.
some
We're gonna talk
topics.
about
We're gonna
yeah,
talk
we're gonna
about that
talk about
later.
some sneak peek, maybe
But
tournament ideas, wink wink. So we
I'd
might
say that's really the only bad thing, though. And I'm not trying to down you for the scorekeeper either. I think you did the best job you could possibly do with what was it, 56 people
yeah. Who would
submitting
ever thought that we
scores,
were gonna have
and
27 teams? Like I
and
never
it's just
envisioned that.
you,
So
and it's
yeah,
just good old Neely boy over here with the whole weight of the Discord
yeah,
on his
yeah,
back.
yeah.
While me and Chubby are sitting over here just talking about freaking Tarkov.
Factory was insane. The raids were coming in left and right. It was like it
So
was a lot easier on customs because they take a little bit longer to
yeah,
get out. But man, when people are spitting out raids every 2-3 minutes, it was
it's
it
crazy.
was it was crazy. So
So what was your negatives about the tournament? Do you think?
mm, you know, I thought it was overall a great tournament. I thought maybe some of the transitions from stream to stream maybe could have been a little cleaner. I know there
Oh
was some
yeah,
multi. I thought there was some multi-stream stuff kind of set up. And I don't know if there's some malfunctions there on trying to get to some of those, but there. I think I think that might be utilized more, and there might be some options. I think there's some. Um,
which we do have options for that next time. We did find
yes,
some better
yes.
stuff to use next time.
Yes, and I think we already have an option that we have that's going to be utilized in the future. But also, I think a script could be good. You're not going to
Yeah,
know everything,
yeah,
but like scripting, like when you run your um raffles and your giveaways is a good tool to know like when you're going to do
yeah.
it and kind of like what you're going to say and just different stuff like that instead of kind of sort of freelancing it. But I'm different than some people. I'm a preparer, so I try to make sure I can envision some of the things, some of the hurdles that are going to come up. So but other than that, no, it was an awesome tournament. I was stuck on scores, so I wasn't able to see a lot. But as far as the feedback and going back in the VODs, it was a very, very well done tournament. So I'm very proud to be a part of it. So
So am I. So am I. I'm just happy to be a part of Psych Ward. Be one of the 5 owners. I
yep,
mean, just
yep,
think, guys, we have 5 people, 5 different minds, and we're all working together. So, like, I don't want to say this, but if you find a good group of guys or girls or both, right? Uh, just try to make something happen. That's what we're doing here. So,
exactly. So all right, let's move on to some of our next things. So, okay, yeah, Psych Ward has in the past it's created a great tournament. We have a tournament coming up July 29th, League of Legends. Anybody in viewers, listeners, please click the Discord link. Go down to the tournament section at the bottom of the Discord. Sign up. There's cash prizes, there's merchandise, there's giveaways. Please sign up. Also, if you're not interested in League of Legends, that's fine. We have some news. So we are right now for you guys. We're going to talk about tournament ideas. So if you're maybe you're not interested in League of Legends, maybe you're interested in Rocket League, maybe you're interested in maybe we don't know what kind of tournaments we're going to have in the future, but maybe you're interested in maybe a Tarkov tournament. Big guy, what kind of ideas you got? If you had to pick a Tarkov tournament for people who are listening right now that are interested in Tarkov again, what map are you running and how
all
are
right.
you running it? Are you running duos? You running solos? You running maybe you running trios? I don't know.
You
You tell
know,
me.
I like duos, trios. Hell, I even like 5 mans, right? So the options are unlimited, right? But I think a duo point race, just like we had before, is perfect. Okay. The maps I would choose this time, I would choose reserve as your first map, and then interchange as your second map. Yes, they're both bigger maps, but I think it's 2 maps that don't really have tournaments ever played on them. So why not run some tournaments on them? Why not be different, right? So I do it the same way we did this last one, you know. Whatever, PMC kills equal this, boss kills equal this. Submit your screenshot, you know, scav kills, same thing, all of it. Pretty much the same exact layout, just on a different map. Because all in all, I think all that was perfect. So why not do it? You know, and generate a prize pool and go with that.
And would you have in refresh me here? Would you have a buy-in for this next tournament, or would you make it free
No,
again?
no. I think, in my personal opinion, as of right now, today, on the 25th of July, I think the Psych Ward is going to try to host mostly free tournaments. Now, yes, we are going to try to generate money for these tournaments, as such as, you know, raffles, maybe a raffle for a nice Psych Ward hoodie that me and Neely both have on right now.
Right.
Maybe a raffle, not this hat, obviously. This is a Columbia hat that I've had for probably 25 years, and it's all nasty and I work in it, you know, whatever. But, you know, maybe some hats, maybe some beanies, you know, stuff like that. Maybe some nice merch, maybe even some PC parts in the future, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
don't let me interrupt you here, but okay, so so we went majorly out of pocket last time, right?
oh yeah,
And
majorly.
and and you know, we all put a little piece in there. All the owners put a little piece into it, whether it was for merchandise, for beef sticks, for cash prizes. We all went in somewhere. So kind of like what we want to push toward is to maybe not come straight out of pocket. There's going to be, obviously, as owners, there's going to be times where we have to go out of pocket, which is fine. What are
Yeah,
some ways do you think? And I know you have some really good ideas, and that's why I'm bringing this up in the podcast. You have some really good ideas for generating money, and also, there's some things that I have as well that we can generate some giveaways.
yeah.
By
So
certain ways. What are your ideas? I want everybody to hear this because this is an awesome idea.
so I have the idea right now. I ain't gonna lie. I have kind of became you know, my hobby now is PCs. So you know, I have some extra RAM laying around. No, I'm not going to tell you, you know, it's the best RAM that you can get. It's not. It's just some Corsair DDR4. I think it's 3,200 megabytes. I don't have it sitting right here in front of me right now, which I probably should, you know, since I'm talking about it. But I'm thinking I'm going to do a 50-50 raffle with it. So what that includes, right? So let's say we're going to do $5 a ticket or 5 tickets for $20. Okay, so the winner will get 50% of the cash and then the RAM. Okay, now this is going to be based probably US only. US and Canada, right, Neil? Is
Yeah,
that where
yeah,
we
yeah.
kind of
U.S.
decided?
Canada would be fair too as well. Yep.
Because yeah, obviously shipping is expensive. You know, we don't want to ship this to, you know, Japan, right? You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna cost us an arm and a leg. But so that's just some ideas I have, right? So let's just say, for instance, let's just say we get $200 out of this raffle. Okay. Obviously, it's a 50-50 raffle. So the winner would get $100 and the RAM. I
So
mean,
let's just say, okay, so Tarkov is a majorly heavy RAM game, right? You
oh
need
yeah,
RAM
you
to
need
be
RAM.
able to even be able to play. I think I struggled at one time. I was trying to stream and I had to play Tarkov with 16 gigs of RAM. It was
Oh,
getting to a point where I was just stuttering. And I think I
oh, it
have 64
sucks.
now. But okay, let's say if you do 2 sticks of 8, right?
Yeah,
In a normal PC, correct me if I'm wrong, all your RAM has to be the same, correct?
yes.
So okay,
So
so if you have 2 sticks of RAM that they get, right? And
yeah.
maybe it doesn't match, maybe it's better though. They can go online, we'll give them the link
Oh,
of whatever kind that we are raffling. And honestly, for with a let's say you win $100 too, you can buy 2 more sticks of RAM, and then all of a sudden you have 32 gigs of RAM, which is plenty
oh,
in
plenty.
the game.
And you don't even. You can also even get actually 2 6 of 16, as long
Yep.
as they're the same megahertz and the same brand. You don't have to have, like, you can have what is 2 6 of 16 is 32 gigs plus 16 gigs. What is that? 48 gigs of RAM. That's
Yep.
plenty to run anything.
Yeah.
Right now, obviously, you don't ever hear anybody running 48 gigs of RAM. Like me, I have two PCs sitting next to me, and I have 32 gigs in each PC right now. So, I mean, that being said, it just depends on how you run it. But 16 gigs is plenty enough in a PC for you to just play a game, like say Tarkov.
Yeah,
That's
let's
plenty.
talk about this 50-50 raffle. So they're 50-50 raffle, right? They get cash,
Yeah,
right? Which is cool. And they get, some RAM, whether they want to sell it, whether they want to use it, they can use it at their own discretion, right?
yeah.
But there's still another piece of the pie. There's still 50%. What's the psych word going to do with that other what's the psych word going to do with that other money?
Oh, I'm gonna put it in my pocket, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna go.
yeah.
I'm gonna go to the casino with it. Oh no,
There
I'm
you go.
just kidding. No, no,
Let's double it
that
up. Let's
that would
double it up.
never happen. I mean, it would be cool if I could do that.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
say I turn $100 into $10,000.
yeah.
That'd be freaking awesome. But
That's
no,
how it usually works when you
yeah,
go to the casino, isn't
yeah,
it?
not for big guy. No, no, big guy usually loses a couple $100. But anyways, no, what we're gonna do with that money is it's gonna go in the Psych Ward bank account, and that's gonna be used on our next tournament. Or let's say let's say we do another raffle. Let's say, all right, we want to do a hoodie giveaway, right? For the next one. Or, let's say we want to get hats made or something for the psych ward. That's where that money's going to be used for. It's not going to go in any of the owner's pockets. So what it's being used for is to pretty much help support the psych ward.
Yep.
So
And that kind of goes along with what, and I'm just piggyback off that. It's kind of goes along when I asked you if you wanted to do a buy-in or not in the next tournament. Did you
no,
want to
I
do a
don't.
$5? And this is what fuels that prize pool to hopefully, get us to a prize pool where, maybe one day we can say, hey, it's the last tournament before the next wipe. We're gonna run a 1K prize pool,
Dude, I'm playing in that. I'm leaving the psych ward
right?
and I'm playing in that.
Right?
I'm not an owner no more. I'm gonna try my heart out.
Yeah. But
That could get me a lot of stuff. I'm
the
just kidding.
these raffles can get us to a point to where maybe merchandise grows, maybe some other things grow. It gets us to a point to where we can host or have a tournament to where we can have a prize pool that's exponentially bigger than what we've started with. And, honestly, you got to start with somewhere, but you know it gets it to a point where we can actually run those kinds of tournaments.
Yes, yes. And
Hmm.
that's not saying that us as owners, right, are not going to throw in a little bit of money, right? Like obviously, I might be like, oh my god, it's only $100. Maybe I'll match 50,
Hmm.
right? Maybe make $150. That's not saying that we are not going to put in anything on our end, but it's just going to help us as a whole, right? And not have to drag out money from our families, right, for tournaments and stuff like that.
Exactly, exactly. And we're not doing this as a job. None of us are doing this as
No.
a job. This is just a hobby. Something that we all have fun with and we all hang out with. So, we want to keep on producing events with different games, Tarkov included, and that's kind of like where we'd go.
Yeah.
But let's. I'm going to talk a little bit. You know, and my tournament idea is very raw. You know, I'm thinking probably for my next tournament, I'm thinking a solo tournament. I'm thinking um probably offline pool play is what I'm kind of like really leaning towards. Um Kind of like almost like private lobbies, kind of like what Hunt did. I wish I could have my own servers and make it so, they're all salary capped and they only have so many rubles that they can use. To really make them sweat to see how creative they get with some of their gun builds, but I can't do stuff like that. But
Nikita.
I
Uh,
know, right? Ping him, somebody ping him. But anyways, you know, it's kind of goes like this. And if we do, let's just say, and we're gonna get to that when wipe is, and that'll kind of justify like how big I think my tournament is. But let's say we have four pools, or let's just say three. Let's be conservative. Let's say we have three pools of players, 10 each, right? So these three pools of players equals out to 30 players, right? Each pool, those 10 players are going to play 5 matches. The most kills in those 5 matches, top three players are going to move on. So that's three pools, 3 players from each. That's 9, right?
yep.
That leaves us with one more spot because I think labs you can do 10. If I think right. Um, so it leaves us one player. So each of the pools The fourth and fifth place player from each pool is then going to move to factory. So that gives us 6 players on factory. They're going to run 5 matches. This is a rebuttal round. So this is going to be 6 players duking it out to try to get that last spot into labs, into what would be the money round. So it's a big deal.
Yeah, big deal.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. This will push them into the money round. This will put 10 players on labs in the championship round, and where we'll duke it out. Top 3 places would be paid. Um, I think that could be really fun. I think I think if you do one pool at a time, you're gonna really um, have a lot of retention. People are going to be very tuned in to watch those 10 players as the commentators jump back and forth from stream to stream, watching people just go crazy. Free looking, running around labs, and then you move on to the next pool, and then you move on to the next pool. But I think it'd be a really great atmosphere to see. And when people get 1v1 at the end, it could be a big deal if you need one more kill to move on to the next round. But
Yeah,
that's
I
kind of
think it
like
could be great. I like your ideas.
I think that I like that. And then we'll seed everybody when they come in. We could randomize the pools so not everybody's all the best players are stacked in one. Um, yeah, we could randomize it, or however we want to do it. We can spin the
I
wheel and
I would say it'd definitely be randomized.
yeah,
So what we'd do is we'd put kind of just like we did for our beef stick giveaway and our hoodie giveaway. We'd put
spin the wheel.
everybody's name on a wheel and
Mhm.
spin it. So
Spin
the
it and
first
then take the
person,
name off there. Take the name off there after
yep.
their yeah. I like that idea.
So for
But that
instance, first person would be in A, right? The
Yep.
second spin would be in B.
Yep.
Third C. Then switch up, go back to C, B, A, whatever. However you want to do it, but it would all be randomized
Yeah,
to
and
make it
and
fair.
and what we could do literally, and so everybody knows, pool A starts at blah 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 time. We could estimate it and just let everybody know, this could be within a half hour either way. If the raids go
Yeah.
really quick, raids are a little bit longer. You get down to the last player, there might be a little bit more juking and jiving a little bit, so there might be a little bit more finesse. But we'll kind of let everybody know like when they play, but we won't have more than one pool going at once. But
No.
kind of like one of my ideas. Okay, so now that we got the ideas out of the way, also viewers, listeners, if you're listening to this, if you have any ideas for a tournament that you guys want us to run, any ideas whatsoever, we'll be glad to take any sort of feedback. We just want to give everybody, the tournament that they want, the tournament that they think they can bring their friends into, um, anything like that. So if you have any ideas, please leave us some comments down below.
Oh, 100%.
All right. So, Big Guy, our tournament ideas are great. They're grand, right?
Yeah.
They sound good. But do we know if we can get a tournament in? Because there is one thing
Oh God.
that is holding us back, and it's huge, and it's that 4 letter word that has been in everybody's mind, in their mouth for the last month at least. We're now pushing Tarkov's longest wipe ever, and it's history,
Oh, I
right?
thought we were talking about sloppy joes.
Huh. Yeah,
Damn it.
yeah, yeah. You always got
Damn
food on
it.
your mind, don't you?
Damn it. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Wipe has been a long one. So I mean, what are we pushing? When it wiped in what December? Like December 28th, right? I believe.
Yeah, we're pushing. So it
We're
would
pushing
be
almost 8. We're almost on 8 months. We're on 7 months right now.
yeah. So January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Yeah, we're at 7 months and 4 days.
Yeah. So I mean, we're pushing it. We're pushing the envelope here. I
Yeah,
mean, it's like the game's complete almost.
and Nikita said wipe in August, and that was the gist of it. So that brings me to my next point. So me and you, we're gonna have a little wager here. All right.
All right, all right.
And we've kind of already talked about this. I told you, be ready. There's going to be a wager, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave I'm gonna leave the floor open because I know there's some things, I get under your skin sometimes, so I know there's some
Every
things. Yeah,
fucking day.
yeah.
Dude,
So I
why do
know.
I deal with this guy? I'm telling you, I don't know.
So big guy, I want you to give me that. I want you to give me that wipe day.
So I'm gonna say, I believe it's gonna be August 13th, middle of the month.
Middle of the month.
Yep, on a Thursday. You know, because
No, 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 no. It wouldn't be 13th.
oh no,
That's the
nope.
Sunday.
Oh my God! Of course I did it again. Looking at the calendar wrong. All right, August 10th. My bad. My bad.
Okay.
August 10th on a Thursday at
So
6
so
a.m.
when we talked about this a little bit, I felt really confident in my answer, and I'm still gonna stick with it just for just for the sake of this wager. I'm still gonna go with August 24th, but there's something that's got me a little worried, and I'll tell you what it is. But first of all, let's get into our wager. Tell the viewers, tell the listeners what that wager is.
All right. So obviously you both know Big Guy streams as much as he possibly can, and so does Nealy
As
TV.
much, yeah, as much
Okay.
as I can, as
You
much
know,
as I
we,
can.
we both work full time jobs. You know, we got fiancés and girlfriends and dogs. You
Yeah,
know, it's a hard knock life for us. Let me tell you.
pools and yards to mow too as
Yeah,
well.
mohawks in the yard. Let me tell you. Oh my God, Neely with that. Golly. All right, but anyways, I think the wager is going to be 5 subs, 5 gifted subs. Now, mind you, 5 gifted subs that pays back to our community. Okay, so you know you can watch me or Neely for free, and then also, if you guys don't know me by now, I'm the TK God. So,
TK King.
it's gonna be one free TK next wipe whenever you want. The only
All
thing
right.
you have to call out is say, uh, let's make up a code word for this for the winner. That's gonna be announced later. We'll come up. Chat. Tell us what the TK code word should be for us to TK whoever loses. All right, and then when we say that word, it don't matter what we're doing. If chat comes in and says that
It
word in
says
one of our
says that code
chats,
word.
we have to TK them. It don't matter if they have a LEDX. It don't matter if they have 5 task items on them and they have to make it out. You know, this could really make for a funny, you know.
Okay. Okay. So here we go. So this is my next thing. So okay, our wager is 5 gifted subs. So goes to whoever is closest to the wipe day.
Yep.
That's our first wager, right? And then one free TK. That's all gonna happen. It's a one time deal, right?
Yep.
The
Yep.
5 subs. Okay, so I'm adding to this.
Oh
All
my
right.
god. I'm scared.
Next,
I'm scared,
next.
guys.
Yep, yep. You should be very scared because I'm gonna hold you to this. So me and you will play a, a very large amount of raids together. We duo quite a bit.
I'd say at
Sometimes
least
we
75% of our raids are
yeah.
together.
Of my 2,200 or whatever raids, I would probably say 75% of them played with you. Okay. That being said, every TK that you have, big guy, or I have to one another, if I ever TK you, I can TK Chubby all I want. That makes my day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've done it with Strap 10 before. But any TK that I have on you, I owe you a gifted sub. If you TK me, this happens after the free one. So there's
Yes.
always that free
Yes.
one. If you TK me, you have to gift me a sub. I don't care if I'm streaming or not. It has to happen. So if you TK me
So
10 times next wipe, you owe me 10 gifted subs.
so all right, that being said, all right, this is what I want to do though. There's going to be a little twist to that. Okay? So, if I TK you on factory, let's just say we're in this instance, right? You're behind somebody that I'm shooting at, and I TK you and I kill him. Does that still count as a TK?
Well, I mean, I'm too competitive and I don't want to die. So, I'm not just gonna jump in front of your gun and just get a free
Well,
sub. So,
I know. We just, we gotta have.
hey, whatever that end of the raid report says, that's what it's gonna be.
All right.
Eh?
I'm about to be broke, guys. There goes my casino fund. Fuck.
Um,
All right. I'm fine with that. I am just fine with that.
okay, so we just did our guesses on the wipe, right?
Yeah.
And you know, we talked about this yesterday a little bit. and in our days and what we thought, when the wipe was going to be, and then boom, here comes an event. Did not expect one at all. Like where it is Monday. He has been doing events on Monday, but he drops free labs today.
Oh, I thought it was Free Factory.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why you've been paying rubles to pay factory, bro.
Oh, well,
That's why. That's why you've been broke as a joke.
damn it. All right. Yeah, I seen that. That is crazy. Free labs and
Scats.
you can scav. Like holy cow.
That is 100%
Like
end of the wipe
I
free
don't
wipe
see that.
events.
I don't see that on the roadmap anywhere. Do you?
Yeah, but he doesn't put events on the roadmap. It don't matter. He drops bombs like that. So I'm gonna have to say my 24th date is in jeopardy.
Oh, I think it is too.
Yeah, and I think honestly I can see the 10th or the 17th, and if it hits the 17th, then it's you know it's a wash.
It is a
And
wash. So Neely's gonna be crossing his toes and crossing his fingers.
I had the way that, and we're gonna talk more about it, that Tarkov TV went. I really thought that I honestly really thought the wipe wasn't going to be to the very last week of August, just because
Because the way the
you know.
roadmap looks,
Well,
like
yeah,
that.
there's still so many optimization things that they're still working on. There's still sound issues. Unity 2021 is something they've majorly been working on, and I know they've been grinding Arena hardcore because they're really trying to get that going. They really want to be on the esports scene. But let's get out of that. We'll
Yeah.
talk more about that. We're already getting into the Tarkov roadmap. So big guy, let's talk a little bit about that Tarkov TV. Let's talk some new features, some new guns, streets expansions,
Yeah.
optimizations. Give me three things that you like from the roadmap. Let's keep it short and sweet. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen it,
Oh yeah. Let's keep
but
it. Let's keep it short and sweet. Let me pull it back up on my screen here. Where an old blind guy with four eyeballs can see it here. So I would say my favorite thing, or what I'm looking forward to the most, is gonna be, uh,
don't give me anything from the next wipe. I want everything to be for this upcoming wipe.
yeah. So in the green here, if you're looking at the green on the screen,
Hmm.
in the before the August patch or before the August wipe, the loadout preset, I love it and I hate it, and I'll tell you why in a second. And also, the loot spawns, the randomized loot spawns, I love it and I also hate it because big guy loves a loot. And let's say third but not least, let's say the weapon stand in the hideout. That I love. That's probably my favorite thing.
Yeah,
If
it's
if
gonna be
no
a very cool feature.
if nobody knows by now, I don't even love playing Tarkov. I love just hanging out in my hideout.
Yep.
So I think that is going to be a really cool feature. Hanging your guns up on the wall. However, it's going to work out. I think it's going to be cool. The loadout presets, I love it because it's going to be quick, right? It's going to be good for our tournaments and for just anything that you want fast pace. But I also hate it because Tarkov as a game, right? It's always that grind. Like, oh my God, do I have this sight? Or do I have this foregrip? Or do I have this barrel, right? Now they're taking away looking for it in your stash or putting it pretty much where it's just ready in a heartbeat. And what was the other thing I said, Neil? The loot spawns. The
This
loot
spawn, yeah.
spawns. So everybody knows me and Neil love to run Shoreline, right? I know where all the high tier loot spawns are. That's going to be something that I love and don't love because now I'm going to have to look even harder. But, I mean, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be a hard game to play, and
Yeah.
it's not supposed to be easy. It's not Call of Duty now. So, yeah. What is, Neil, what is your favorite things about this
So
patch?
the first thing I want to talk about is the weapon stand. You know, and I'm gonna have three other ones, but I think the weapon stand is gonna be a really good feature for Tarkov in the future. Whether you can kit up the guns and put them on the rack, and then you keep the guns that aren't kitted in a case, or however that looks. It's gonna be very interesting to kind of see, you know, which way. um, BSG takes that. It's a very cool feature. Some of the stuff that they really did on this wipe wasn't necessarily optimization. You could tell they had a lot of people working on different things, but I think BSG overall is really working hard to try to give the player base what they want. But yeah, I think probably let's see. The first thing I'd probably say is um, the new what was it? The new feature, which is in the hideout, or not in the hideout, but the what do they call it? The new Q, or no, the updating trading UI. So
Oh yeah.
the so the feature looked very clean. The new tasks looked very easy to access. Selling loot looked easier. Everything looked very more user friendly, and that's something that I thought looked very good. Another The revamping of the quest to try to keep people more engaged throughout the wipe. That's something that's definitely needed, as we can tell right now. And a lot of the player base has died out. Some maps you'll run, and you will only see maybe one other team, or maybe even only one other player. And it kind of takes that PvP aspect out of the game. Um, and then also, just honestly, I'm mostly excited about optimization, making it more computer friendly for the people. Not everybody can afford, a 3080, 4080s or anything like that. So, they're making it so only, the beefiest and best computers could, play Tarkov. But at some point, I feel like, there is no way in hell. I know somebody said in chat during the Tarkov TV that there was, that this game could move to console. At this point in time, there is no shot that the console could handle a game like this. And I think he kind of smiled when he talked about it. And I know cross-plat would be a huge gain for them, because they'd have probably 3 times the player base if they got it to move to console too as well. How that
Oh
works with buttons and all that stuff, you'd need probably 20 fingers on the controller just to be able to handle this game. But um, yeah, that's story for another day. But yeah, Unity 2021 is going to be big. I know there was a lot of talk with optimization. Their new sound, their new audio this wipe was very very raw to start, and I was almost to the
oh I
point where
hated it.
almost to the point, I think we've gotten used to it. It's still not great. I think detail and with Steam audio was um a lot better, but I think it is improving, you know, um, but I think we still need more. There's still times where I think the audio is still very muffled. Vertical audio is still very bad. Um, so we'll see. But those are probably my three. Those are probably my three highlights for the wipe. So
Yeah, I like all of those. There's
so
also plenty more that we both like, and obviously we can sit here and talk about Tarkov for the next 3 hours probably easily without even batting an eye. So we don't want to keep you
exactly.
guys here that long. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so let's wrap this up. Let's go one more time. Let's talk. Um, just let everybody know. Check out the link below. That's the Discord. Please come join. Come hang out with us. You got any questions, any feedback? Let us know. We also, like I said before, July 29th. Please come in. You'll see a tournament area at the bottom of the Discord. Come join that. Free to play, prizes, cash prizes, food prizes, stuff like that. Also, stay tuned. Dark Off tournaments, most likely coming soon, depending on White. We'll see what happens in the next, we'll see what happens this week, going into next week. We'll see Monday. We could have another event. We're moving closer and closer to White. Like we said, August is the next wipe. Also, stay tuned as well. Big Guy is gonna probably be posting a raffle for some RAM, 50/50, and also a cash prize as well. Um, like I said, join the Discord below, and ask for more info. Hit up any of the owners, and we'll be glad to get you that info. But last of all, Big Guy, I love, I love podcasts. I love to talk sports, games, all that stuff. So what I'm going to ask here, and so the listeners and viewers can also see is, in the future, I have big aspirations for this podcast. We'll talk a little bit about Tarkov. The reason we based most of it on Tarkov this time is obviously, Tarkov TV just hit, but Tarkov's not always going to be on the forefront. So,
No.
we'll talk about games that we're playing, other things like that. But we'll have a lot of guest stars. Anybody that maybe they may play Tarkov, they may not. They may be part of the Discord, they may not. But we're gonna bring people on here. We're gonna talk to them. Talk about the games they play. Just some different things. All aspects of life. Um, Big guy, would you like to make this a weekly thing?
I think it'd be great to make it a weekly thing. Now, it don't have to be an hour long. It might only be, like, hey, we only have, a couple topics to talk about. Let's make fun of each other for a minute and call it that.
Yeah.
But at the end, I think it'd be great to make this a weekly podcast. We might even do it live some weeks. We might record it like we did today. It just all depends on the week and what is to come, really.
Yeah, and I mean, as we get better at this, I think live would be a very cool. I mean, we could do live Q&As, get feedback from the chat as we're going, open it up for questions and feedback, anything like that, and we'll add, you know, maybe we'll bring all the owners on here one time, and kind of let them chime in with us. Maybe we'll have a little roundtable action. Who knows? But you know what? Listeners, viewers, stay tuned. I'm Nealytv, and this is
This is Big Guy, and thank you guys for coming. You guys have a good evening.
Thank you.